Welcome to the Real Film Nerds Podcast.
Merry Hanukkah and Happy Christmas, everyone. Welcome to the Real Film Nerds Podcast with the stupendous episode number 200. Can you believe that? 200 episodes, Mike.
Wow, man, 200 episodes. It's kind of a blur, Matt, honestly. It's been so long. We've been doing this for so long. It's great.
Now, is that from all the What Have You Been Drinkings?
No. Unfortunately, no. It's just we've done so many. I can't even remember all the movies. Like sometimes I'm like, did we do a pod about that now? Like I totally can't remember.
Well, and we've discussed this before, Mike. That is why I put the search function on our website. It's for us. It's not for anyone else.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bonus for them, but it's really for us.
Yeah, so we can be like, okay, so what did we do? Okay, let me go look that up. So, like, for instance, I guess we can spoil it already. Next week podcast is going to be a repeat.
Yes, but it's a cool repeat.
It's one of Mike's favorite Christmas movies of all time. Do you want to tell him now or do you want to wait?
Ooh, I don't know. I think we should let them stew on it. I'm pretty sure they know what movie it is, but it's okay. We'll let them stew on it because we talked about it a little bit.
So there's your hint. Stew and porridge.
Okay,
no,
yeah,
that
that's
didn't work. No, I was thinking like stew from like Uncle Stew, Christmas Vacation kind of thing, but that's not the uncle's name.
No, it's not Uncle Stew, isn't it? Uncle
Eddie.
Eddie. Yeah. Hey, Eddie. Shitter was full.
So, all right, Mike, speaking of holiday Christmas movies that are classics that everybody loves that you have to watch every year for our stupendous episode 200 spectacular. That's right. That's copyrighted. Stupendous.
Wow, stupendous.
Yeah.
Copyright. Or wait. I screwed that up. Stupendous. Spectacular.
Yeah, close enough.
Say it again, man.
I don't know.
Say it again, Matt.
I forgot already. Stupendous, excellent, spectacular. There we go. Stupendous, excellent, spectacular, episode 200. We're doing a classic holiday film based on Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol, starring Bill Murray, with Scrooged.
All right. Yeah. So, Matt, I'll go ahead and break that down. This was directed by Richard Donner, written by Mitch Glazer, Michael O'Donoghue, and like you just said, it's based on Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol. And this is starring Bill Murray, Karen Allen, John Forsythe, John Glover, Bobcat Goldthwait, and Carol Kane. And this is about a selfish, cynical television executive is haunted by three spirits bearing lessons on Christmas Eve.
It's definitely one of the best tellings of A Christmas Carol.
Yeah, it's fun. Matt, have you ever actually read the Charles Dickens A Christmas Carol?
Mike, what kind of question is that? You know I don't know how to read.
Well, no, that is a lie. If it was in a comic book, you would have already read it. Back to cover, front to back, whatever.
Yeah, but those are pictures, Michael. Those are pictures. I can read pictures. I'm a photographer.
Ah, okay. You can read like a little caption and then the picture. Okay.
I didn't say anything about reading. I said I can read pictures.
I guess a picture is worth 1,000 words, Matt.
And I don't know what those 1,000 words are in writing. I can say 1,000 words, hence the podcast.
Ah, okay. All right. I got you. So, yeah, no, I actually haven't read the novel myself, and I was kind of curious. I kind of want to, because, I've seen all these movies that are themed after A Christmas Carol. There's tons of them. And I think it would be kind of worthwhile to just watch the actual, or read the actual book and then be like, oh, and it'll all come together. And then I'll be like, oh, those movies were not quite right, but, whatever. That's just what I was thinking.
Well, I'm sure everyone has their own take, much like Scrooged. It's a comedic, cynical television executive.
Yeah. Oh, man. He's brutal in the beginning. I love the way that this movie starts with the kind of commercials or whatever for the ad spots in the beginning. Oh man, I love it. It's like, whoa, that really sets the tone of the movie.
And you have to say, this is probably the most animated, outgoing, mean-spirited portrayal, or maybe not portrayal, but role that Bill Murray has done. Like, he's pretty ruthless in this, but he's also very energetic and kind of all over the place at the same time.
Yeah, there's definitely like a transformation that happens in this movie in quite the short amount of time. You know, this movie doesn't run that long. It's an hour and 41 minutes. But the transition is like from like this harsh, just, I don't know, do anything to get to the top corporate executive to kind of the humble beginnings and the different side of him. And I like that story, and I like how it kind of went, but man, it's quite drastic. And man, I hadn't seen this in a little while, but I didn't realize this is kind of a commercial for Tab and vodka.
Oh yeah. I mean, Smirnoff and Tab. Yeah. Which Tab, I think they've stopped making now. There was a big announcement about it a few months ago.
Yeah, I think that's real recent, man. Yeah, I think I saw that a couple weeks ago. I don't know. It's very recent. I think Tab is done. No more Tab.
Well, Mike, you know, everything with the COVID, our timelines are all screwed up and everything just blends together. So
that's 100% true.
It was fairly recent. It was sometime this year. I don't know. It doesn't matter. But yeah. So, Mike, I discussed it a little bit on the radio this morning on Lisa Live and Local on Magic 99.1. Some of the issues I do have with this film, and I do have a handful. Like, for instance, I think his coming to Jesus moment at the end of the film isn't real great and real dramatic compared to other A Christmas Carol tellings.
Oh, all right. I mean, that's... I don't know. I feel like he's kind of lost it, and he's just being... I don't know. I think he did it in a very kind of Bill Murray way. When he's you know, you're talking about right at the end with the big production, right?
No, his coming to Jesus moment is the moment where he realizes the errors of his ways and flips and becomes the good spirited, I need to fix this crap kind of person. And so basically it's the scene with the ghost of Christmas future where they're in the crypt or crematorium, and you see the coffin slowly going into the crematorium, and it's his brother and sister-in-law standing there looking at it, and that's it. That's not very dramatic. That's not very come to Jesus. That's not very, I'm going to die. I mean, yes, him actually being in the coffin after he looks at it is pretty crazy, but it's not as dramatic as other tellings of A Christmas Story where, you know, it's like the grave and the ghost of Christmas future like throws him into the grave and like covers him and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I guess that's true, man. I also when he starts to burn up, his feet catch on fire, and I was pretty sure that wasn't really Bill Murray on fire, which is, you know,
I mean, what is he, a wussy? I mean, come on, you know he wants to catch on fire. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, that's got to be on your resume once. Will be lit on fire, or maybe. I mean, I bet it was written in his contract. No being lit on fire,
even accidentally. Sorry, no.
Man, insurance.
Oh, you want to hear something fun about fires?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, not really fun. Really depressing. So the house behind me and 2 doors down caught on fire the other day, and not a little bit either. I mean, it had 100-foot plume of smoke in the air. The whole thing went up, and I was quite worried because guess which direction the wind was blowing? Towards my house. And it was... Oh, man. It was about 20-mile-per-hour winds, man. It was very, very scary. I took a couple pictures, but I was like, well, I've been in this situation. I've been in many house fires. If the fire department doesn't start getting this under control, I'll know. But they got it under control and knocked down. I want to go over there and see how bad it damaged the house, but it's like the street behind me. I got to go like around. It'll be a whole production. People will know. But anyways, I still want to go look. Wow, man, that's pretty crazy. Did you smell the smoke, or what caught your attention about the fire? What happened is I heard a loud boom, and I had no idea what it was. And so I opened up my Facebook and being from my newspaper days, I'm in a group on Facebook that's guys that are retirees that are really bored, sit and listen to the police scanners all day, and they post everything major that happens in this group. And they posted that, and I was like, they posted the address. I'm like, oh crap, that's literally the street behind me. And so I walked outside and I looked, and it's just a little bit of white smoke, and the next thing I know, it's just black, thick, dense smoke. Well, guess what that explosion was that got my attention?
Was it their natural gas, or I'm not sure.
We have propane, and it was the propane tank.
Oh man, I wonder how that happened.
Yep. So, it's all propane over here. I wish it was natural gas. God, I wish it was natural gas. It'd be so much cheaper. Anyways.
So, Matt, let me get this straight. I'm going to repeat this back to you. You heard a loud noise, and you're like, I'm going to check on Facebook rather than walk outside?
No, I walked outside, and then I looked on Facebook.
All right.
I walked outside. I was like, that doesn't sound good. And then I started hearing sirens, and I was like, shit. So I walked outside.
All right. Well,
sorry.
I guess
know.
enough.
I got us off topic. I know. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Mike. Jesus.
Enough of fires and off-topicness. Let's talk about...
Okay, I got another complaint if you want. Or
go.
I should let you finish your sentence.
No. You go for it, man.
Okay, so the other complaint I had, and I don't know if you're going to agree with me on this or not, is the love story.
You didn't like the love story?
No, I didn't think there was enough of it.
Whoa. Is this Matt over there? Are you sure?
See, I'm not completely dead inside.
I think you might have the COVID, man, because you're just not thinking straight.
I do. No, I don't have the COVID. At least I hope not. I don't know. You don't have it if you don't go and get tested, right?
100%, yes.
Perfect. Okay, so here's my complaint. And I talked about it this morning. So the main character, Lumpy, played by Bill Murray, don't spit your beer all over the camera, Mike. Don't do it. I know you took a sip right when I said that. He goes from not talking to his ex-girlfriend for 15 years to calling her, then going to her place of work. Well, I don't know if it's her place of work because she's volunteering, right, at the shelter.
It's her shelter.
Okay, so it is her work.
She ran it.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's her work. Yeah.
So he goes over there, and he has only done nothing but talk to her on the phone, and it's like old times. How does he know? Like, they start making out practically in the middle of the homeless shelter. Where's all the time that they went from being, here, I haven't talked to you in 15 years to we're dating again? Because there was none of that. I'm pretty sure I would have been like, so who are you dating now? Are you married? Do you have any kids? Things like that. But no, it's just immediately like, it's off, it's on. And then he gets really mean. In my opinion, the love story, which I think is integral to this telling of this version of A Christmas Carol, was not told enough. It's just kind of like an afterthought.
Well, maybe some of it got cut on the editing floor or whatever, but I felt like it was there, but it is kind of crazy. But I feel like their romance was kind of crazy, and I think it went along with it. I would have liked to have a little bit more backstory about Lumpy.
They had some,
because,
right? Yeah, but not
because
enough.
They had a little bit about when he was a younger like TV producer and he was working on that kind of kids show, but it didn't really get into like their relationship too much. And like, I can assume, this is just a huge assumption on my part, that over the 15 years he had kept an eye out on her and kind of knew, like, you know how people like Facebook stalk now and stuff. But that's completely just assuming. There's nothing in the story to, corroborate that. But that's what I kind of felt like happened. You're right, though. It goes from like 0 to 100% very quick.
Yeah, it's just, I wish there was a little bit more to it. And I know that sounds bad, or not. That's very uncharacteristic of me, but that's just, it was a very, very big part of this film. It's one of the reasons why he's so bitter is because he gave up the love of his life to pursue his career, and she waited for him.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. And it was pretty rough. Watching that scene where he's like, I got to go to dinner or whatever with the executive because it was like Christmas Eve, and yeah, it was like, oh man. Yeah, this is, I don't know. I like this movie, Matt. It's more of a darker telling of. It's way more adult Christmas Carol than a lot of the other ones, like the Muppets Christmas Carol or several other Christmas Carol movies. This one's just more adult and kind of dark. I don't know, like the makeup. I thought the makeup on like his old dead boss, the golfing guy. I don't know what his name was or anything. I thought that was great. Lou
Hayward.
I thought that. Yeah, I thought that was really cool. Like scene.
Oh yeah, they did a really good job. Yeah, and no, I'm like I was saying, I don't hate this movie. These are just a couple of the aspects that I found wrong with it. The makeup is good. I like the story. I do like that it's darker. I like that. I don't know if you could get away with making it today because of Bobcat Goldthwait's character coming back with a shotgun and lighting, the office up and still retaining his job. And
oh yeah, well, I mean, I guess times are unfortunately a little different, and there's been a lot more of those situations actually play out. So I think people are a little bit more sensitive to that these days.
Yeah, you couldn't really get away with it as a joke now.
Yeah, no, you could not get away with it as a joke. So that's a good point, Matt. This movie likely could not get made today as it is.
Right. Yeah, they would have to do some tweaking. But no, I enjoy it. It's one of my favorite versions of A Christmas Story. I really like the Ghost of Christmas Past, the one that drives around in the taxi that's a little nuts. I like him. He's a lot of fun. I'm not a huge fan of the Ghost of Christmas Present. She wails on Bill Murray a lot. It's wonderful for comedic effect, but I'm just like, after a while, it's like, okay, we understand. You're beating the hell out of him. Great. You could stop now. And then the Ghost of Christmas Future, the makeup on him was amazing, especially when Bill Murray opens up his jacket and it's like all these souls trapped in him. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, it was. The makeup in this movie actually was nominated for an Academy Award.
Oh, Mike, that sounds like you want to do some trivia about this movie.
Well, I was reading up on it a little bit, Matt, but I think before I get to that, I need to ask you an important question, Matt. What are you drinking?
Well, Mike, I thought you were never going to ask because I am quite parched. Mike, today I am drinking a chronic ale, amber ale, from the Pizza Port Brewing Company in Carlsbad, California. And it doesn't really taste like chronic, really. It has a little bit of something in there. It just tastes like a pretty good little amber. It's a little lighter for amber, but I like it.
Oh, is it supposed to be marijuana-themed chronic, or what do we got going on
Well, there's
here?
a dude on it smoking a big fat joint, so I would go with yes.
Okay, all right.
So, Mike, what IPA are you drinking for our incredible 200th episode? It better be a special one.
It is not an IPA, Matt. So check this out. It is a sour ale. It is low funk sour ale. And it's out of, let's see, Mobcraft, out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
This immediately makes me want to ask, if there's a low funk, do they have a high funk?
I don't know, but the low funk is a sour ale conditioned with lactobacillus using a Solera blending method, refreshingly tart with hints of lime and Belgian esters. Allow your taste buds to boogie down with this funky pleasure.
Wow, so it's like a beer you drink while listening to like George, not George Clooney.
George Clooney?
No.
George Carlin?
No, not George Carlin. George Carlin is a comedian. George something on the Funkadelics. You remember?
George Clinton?
There we go. Damn it! I knew it was something with a C.
Yeah, dude, you were getting there. We were coming around.
I got COVID brain. There we go.
Oh, jeez. Oh, Jesus. Just a joke, people. He does not have COVID. Not yet,
I haven't been tested.
Because he doesn't have a test.
So if I haven't been tested, I don't have it. I'm good. I'm golden.
Gosh.
Well, all right, Mike. Speaking about golden and giveaways and being Santa Claus, Mike, we have an impromptu giveaway from our friends over at Paramount Pictures.
Oh, awesome, Matt. What do we got this week?
Well, Mike, this is a new one. It stars Drew Barrymore. It is called The Stand-In. Do you remember watching the trailer for this?
Oh, I do, actually. I do.
So, it's a comedy. It is currently streaming on Redbox On Demand. And they are the ones that are hooking us up with these codes. It is not to own the movie, but it is for a free rental of the film on their digital download. It stars Drew Barrymore, Michael Zegan, and TJ Miller. And here is my little bit of business. Let's see if I can do it without screwing it up, right?
I wasn't going to say anything, Matt.
Sure, Mike. Sure. I see you eyeballing me over there. All right, here we go. Streaming now on Redbox On Demand, Drew Barrymore stars in the hilarious comedy The Stand-In, featuring a stellar comedic supporting cast, including TJ Miller and Holland Taylor. An uber-famous comedy star, Drew Barrymore, hires her on-set stand-in, also played by Barrymore, to take her place after being ordered to serve a year in rehab. The unassuming woman flips the script and steals the actress's identity, career, and boyfriend in this outrageous comedy about trading places. You can stream The Stand-In instantly on your smart TV or favorite device with the Redbox app today. It is rated R, and it is from our good friends over at Paramount Pictures.
All right, man. That sounds like an interesting movie. Drew Barrymore playing herself kind of as two different characters. So that would be probably fun.
I think it would be really fun. So, the trailers look really, really, really good. So
yeah,
I already made the decision on how people need to enter to win a copy or a code to watch The Stand-In. I'm sticking with our theme that we've done for the other two this month. Your favorite Christmas movie. I really like hearing what people love to watch around this time of year. And it's just, it gives us ideas for next year's super spectacular holiday, excited, awesome movie review thingamabobber.
Oh man, it's changing. It's evolving, people. As you hear it, it is just really getting special.
Well, we had one of our listeners write in and say that he liked the suggestion. I don't remember exactly how you put it, Mike, but it was movies at wintertime. Something like that. Yeah, or snow movies or something.
Yeah.
I'd have to look it up, but he really liked that title. He thinks that's what we should go with. So I think that's probably what it'll be. Unless other people have other suggestions, because that's the only one we've gotten so far.
Okay. All right. Well, movies at wintertime with snow.
With snow. Extra snow.
With snow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Extra snow. Right.
Well, okay, Mike. So we've done our giveaway. Again, thank you, Paramount Pictures. You guys are freaking awesome. We've done What Are You Drinking? We've said it's episode 200. You know what that means, Mike?
What's that, Matt?
How does Scrooged relate to the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
Well, thanks for asking, Matt. So this one wasn't too hard. The MCU tie-in is Alfre Woodard. Was in as this movie as Grace Cooley, and is also in Captain America: Civil War.
Nice. Good job, Michael. Good job. You got an actual actor in it instead of the hairstylist or the fluffer.
Hey, they still count. I don't think that last one is in the movies, but you never know. I mean, if you ask the Weinstein.
I don't know, man. I think there might have been a fluffer for this movie because Bill Murray's hair is outrageous in Scrooged. I think they had a fluffer just for his hairdo.
Well, I don't know, man. Maybe. They might have.
Well, call up your good buddy and get him on the phone and talk to him because I know you're good friends with Bill Murray.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You know, he's just in my pocket. I can just call him up. Hey, Bill, how's it going?
So when's Ghostbusters 7 coming out? God, dude, that's another movie that's a victim of frickin' COVID. Was Ghostbusters, was supposed to come out this summer with a couple of those kids from Stranger Things.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Yeah.
So many good movies this year that we've missed out on.
They're just sitting and waiting. There are some movies that are coming out, but it's mostly the stuff they don't think is going to do too well. And then we got Warner Brothers trying this experiment. I'm not sure how it's going to go, and looks like Disney Plus is leaning towards that too. And I don't know. We'll see.
Well, the one that's really going to be shitty for me and you. Well, okay, maybe me because I'm poor. Is what's going to happen is all of our streaming services are going to start going up and up and up. Disney's already announced that they're going to start hiking prices.
Oh yeah, no, the first price hike goes up in I think February. So it's going to keep going. Yeah, no, they got to go. I mean, Disney Plus is insanely cheap right now. It was just, this is the intro price. So I knew that would be what it is. But I'm also know that I at least have 17 years left on Disney Plus. So I can't wait.
At least 17, maybe more. I mean, I'm down for 17 years of The Mandalorian. I love it. But I think The Mandalorian is going to start turning into, oh, crap, I can't talk about it. You haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it, man. Nothing.
You're doing this on purpose to me just so I can't talk about it.
Yes, I am. I am totally. Yes. So Matt, let's get back to the Scrooged a little bit.
Yes, sir.
How do you think the special effects and stuff held up on this? Like, I thought most of it was still pretty good. It's pretty practical.
It's decent for the age of the film. It's obviously not at the level of today, but I mean, this film is an 80s film. It's 1988, so a lot of the effects are practical, which I like. I like practical effects. One, again, talking about The Mandalorian, one very practical effect is Baby Yoda. A lot of people don't know that, but the majority of Baby Yoda is a real creature. It is not digital. They tried it with digital on the first season on a few episodes, just seeing how it worked. And in their teaser audience preview kind of stuff, they really preferred the puppet over digital.
I have seen season 1, Matt, and I think that was a good choice. I really like his character.
So, all right, Mike, well, what else do you want to add about Scrooge? Because we pretty much covered almost the entire film up to this point. I mean, we really talked about a lot of it.
We did talk about a lot of it. I don't know. I was going to talk a little bit about some of the trivia about this movie.
Oh, sure. Now you want to talk about it when I threw to you earlier about it. But now you got to wait till the end to get the trivia. Okay, Mike, let's hear it. There better be some good trivia. I'm going to go drink my beer.
Okay. Carol Kane would get upset at having to rough up Bill Murray in their scenes together, and she actually injured him. She ripped his lip real bad, and they actually had to stop production for a few days. That was the Ghost of Christmas Present.
Oh yeah, I know. I was just waiting for you to do the next thing of trivia, but yeah. See, so I was justified in saying I think she beat on him a little bit too much.
Yeah, I guess she did. She really did beat on him a little much. This movie was produced in December, and the director really wanted to give the crew Christmas Day off, and the studio that was making this was like, no. And he he figured out a way around it. He fired everybody on December 24th and then rehired everybody on December 26th.
Perfect. And with bonuses, right? They got a raise?
Oh, obviously. I mean, this was the 80s, man. Everybody was doing well.
That's pretty wild that they filmed it in December because it came out at the end of November. It came out the same weekend, almost the exact same day that our movie from last week came out, Fat Man.
Huh? Yeah, interesting. Bill Murray, this was his first starring role since Ghostbusters, and he had been living in Paris and considered giving up acting altogether.
Interesting. So Scrooged is what brought him back into the limelight, much like Zombieland.
Yeah, Zombieland. Yeah, I think also, what is that thing that everybody likes? The I don't know, the like keep calm and whatever, like Carry On. What is the there's like this, I don't know, this weird cult following of Bill Murray and this thing. I don't know. It's weird. They wear like shirts of him and stuff.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm really confused.
All right, there's some like internet type thing that's like keep calm and I forget what it's exactly called. And anyway, like Bill Murray's like their superhero, so they have like T-shirts of him and stuff all the time.
I thought the keep calm thing was from the Chive.
Oh, the Chive, yeah.
Bill Murray's involved with the Chive?
I think the Chive worships Bill Murray. I don't think that Bill Murray does anything.
Oh,
he just
okay. The Chive worships lots of things, Mike. Women in swimsuits.
Yeah. I forgot that's what it's called. The Chive. Yeah. Good job, man. Good
job.
It's
a website / app, I believe.
Yeah. It's just a bunch of pictures of dumb stuff, really, mostly, or women scantily clothed.
Again, I don't see any negatives.
Correct, man. Yeah, you should see if you can get a photo job for them. You're like, yes, I can take these pictures.
I'll submit my resume tomorrow.
All right.
Well, come on. Where's your trivia? Let's go. The pressure's on.
So now you're riding me, man. Now I'm feeling. Woof. There's lots on my shoulders.
I'm really having a hard time not saying that's what she said. You've had like 3 good ones so far. And that's my Christmas gift to you, Mike. I am not saying that's what she said on this podcast. Oh, wait, I already have.
Oh, speaking of Christmas gifts, man, yours is in the mail. I don't know if you're going to like it, but I think it's hilarious. So hopefully you like it.
Shit. I'm supposed to get you a Christmas gift, Mike?
No, you don't need to give me a Christmas gift. I mean, dude, and this fleshlight is so customizable compared to last year's.
Good. I'm just going to be happy if this one is not black like Darth Vader and has like his breathing every single time I turn it on, because that's just like a little obnoxious. I mean, I'm sitting there trying to go to town and, you hear this. I mean, it's like you're like laying pipe to like someone on a respirator. It's just awful, Mike.
Oh, man. Yeah, that is awful. So don't worry. It's not like that this time.
Good. And, the lightsaber part is cool, but I mean, what am I supposed to do with it?
I guess that's for you to figure out. I mean, there's always lube.
Jesus, Mike. There's not enough lube in the world for that lightsaber.
All right. Well,
back on topic.
That is, back on topic.
Please.
Man, we really jumped off there. Sorry, people. It's 200 episodes. We're ecstatic. We're happy.
We're running out of material.
We're running out of material. Yeah. We can't even go outside anymore. It's terrible.
I completely forgot what the sun looks like, or the moon.
Well, that's because there was a fire and there was so much smoke you couldn't see it.
That's true. That's very true. It blacked out the sun. Black hole sun.
Ah, yes, some Soundgarden. Yeah, that's good stuff.
We need concerts. We need concerts back. I miss my concerts.
We do need concerts back, but they're saying like 2022, dude.
God damn it. I had tickets to frickin' Rage. They better still be together doing their reunion tour in 2 years. I didn't cancel that shit. I paid for it. I paid all that money. It was a lot of money. I'm going to see Rage. Hey, maybe by 2022 I'll have the tickets paid for.
Oh, yeah, that's cool. That's a good way to look at it.
All right, Mike. So what else you got to have? What else do you want to add about Scrooged?
I don't know. I enjoy watching this movie. I usually catch it every year. Back when I had cable, I would see this, and actually now I have it on Blu-ray, so I will likely try and watch this every year. I don't know if it'll be quite like the movie that we're going to review next week, Matt, but man,
it's a hard movie to match, right, Mike?
Oh, dude, that was great. I want to say that's what she said right there. But anyway, yes, it is a hard movie to match. And that movie that Matt is talking about is Die Hard. See what we did there?
I was hoping to get a little bit of that's what she said, but I knew you were going to be conflicted because it's your favorite movie.
Yes, so... next week, we are going to be doing Die Hard, and I've already watched it, I think, 4 times in the last few days. So it's basically, if I could, I would just have it on loop 24/7 at my house. But, just wake up, like your alarm could be like Hans Gruber falling from the tower, like Nakatomi Tower.
Now, are you watching it in HD or 4K?
I'm watching in HD. I do not have a 4K TV.
Well,
I need to get one.
It's okay, Mike.
I need to get one.
I'll let you know how it is in 4K.
Oh, nice burn, man. Nice.
I think that's what it is, because I have it on my Vudu, and I think it's in 4K on Vudu. I'll have to double check on that, but I do have it on my Vudu. I do not have Scrooged.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you have Die Hard on Blu-ray, right?
Oh, I do. I do have it on Blu-ray. I don't have it on Ultra Blue. What's the newest format called? Ultra?
They just call it like 4K Blu-ray now, I think.
Oh, okay. 4K Blu-ray.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. But what's interesting is to not get it confused with like normal Blu-ray, they put them in black boxes. Because all the Blu-ray boxes are like usually that little clear blue. And so they put them in black, so it's 4K.
I guess. I mean, whatever. I mean, it's kind of a weird race to the internet, because it seems like the internet is winning, because it's not as many people are buying players like they used to. So I feel like there's not even a lot of 4K Blu-ray players out there. I mean, there are a handful, but I feel like it's not very common.
That's one I go back and forth on, is if I should get one or not, because I don't have a whole lot of 4K Blu-rays. I have probably maybe 5, because there's a couple movies where I'm like, well, I'll pay the extra $3 and get the 4K because it also has the regular in it. And then when you claim the digital code on Vudu or whatever, you get the 4K version. And so that's how I'm watching most of my 4Ks. I was doing future proofing, I guess is a good way to put it, because I knew eventually I was going to get a 4K TV. I didn't think it was going to be this year. I'm glad it was this year. It's pretty sweet. Most people I was having this discussion with my nephew Michael, if he listens to this. Most people actually can't tell the difference between 4K and regular HD because they don't have a big enough TV. Being a photographer and super image, person, extremely observant, things like that, I can tell the difference between 4K and regular, but I also have a big enough TV on top of it. It's really not that dramatic of a difference, if you want to know the truth. It's not like the jump from standard definition to HD. That was a much bigger jump than from HD to 4K.
Now, Matt, is the HDR, is that coming through?
Yes.
Like, do you like that?
HDR is awesome. I really like HDR. Not so much with movies. I mean, it's okay with movies. It's good. Where I really notice the HDR is on the rare occasion I get to play a video game.
Ah, all right. Very cool. Very cool. I intend to get one of these 4K TVs soon, but, there's lots of things to pay for, and we'll probably get it one sometime soon. Maybe this coming Super Bowl Sunday, since I don't know what Super Bowl Sunday is going to be like with the COVID. It'll be, I guess you just sit at home and eat some pizza.
Well, is Jacksonville going to be in the Super Bowl? Because if they are, you have to get one.
No, they are not.
Well, then you can't get one.
Is,
there you go. That's the rule. You can't get a 4K TV until they're in the Super Bowl. So it might be 100 years, Mike.
Oh no. Well, can I get an 8K TV then?
Yes. If they're not in the Super Bowl by the time the 8Ks come out, you can get an 8K. Well, they're out now. There's just no content for them.
Yeah, I might need to get an 8K now and just because not looking. They're definitely not going to make the playoffs. Their coach probably isn't even going to make it. It's bad, Matt.
Well, I have to say, Mike, I know one reason why you haven't gotten a 4K TV is because you're a technology snob. It's also why you haven't gotten a laptop since we started this podcast almost 3 years ago or over 3 years ago. Because you got to have the tippy top or nothing. And so now you just have nothing. Like I think I did a pretty good job on getting a 4K Vizio TV. Did I want the OLED fancy $2,000 TV? You bet your ass I did. But I got a pretty good deal on the Vizio I got. And the only thing it doesn't have is that it's not the QLED or OLED or whatever. Other than that, it has everything else. I love it.
Well, Matt, there is an OLED Vizio TV now, so maybe I can make the jump.
There's also an OLED TCL too.
Is there an OLED TCL?
Yep, they're new ones they just announced or that just came out around Black Friday. They're either OLED or QLED. It's one of the two. I don't remember.
Interesting. Well, I don't know. So that alone will help drop the price of OLEDs. So that's cool.
Well, but I have mixed feelings about the TCL because you're parents.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I helped them diagnose what happened. The way that the backlighting works on that, if one light goes out in the backlighting of it, it turns off the whole backlight.
Oh, no.
And so what happened was we did some diagnosing of it, and I was able to take my phone light and put it up close to the TV when we turned it on, and you could see the LCD was still working. It's just the backlight is out. And then we Googled how to fix that. Oh man, you've got to take apart the whole entire screen, take off all the layers, get to the very back, which is only accessible from the front, and then either replace the LED strip or replace the individual LED with like solder and like pretty intricate electrical work. But you know, my dad has all that stuff.
So did you fix it or did they buy a new one?
No. My dad is going to fix it. This is what he said.
Oh, okay.
But we ended up putting it back up because we didn't have time to mess around with that. But he was also thinking about just ordering another strip for the LEDs, which were super cheap.
Oh, yeah.
And you can get them all over eBay or Amazon. But the work to take apart the screen is kind of a lot. But he's like, man, I paid like $400 for this. This thing's I'm going to fix it. I was like, all right.
Well, you know, I had the backlight go out on one of my TVs, but it was before LED. I don't know if you remember my Sanyo. I had like a big second generation flat screen TV, probably it was like when I first moved out here back to Arizona. You remember that sucker was heavy as shit too.
Oh, actually, yes, I do.
The backlight burned out on that. Not my current house, not my house before, but the house before that, the manufactured home I was living in Prescott proper.
Yeah.
It burned out when I was there. And so that was when I bought my first Vizio. And I didn't want a Vizio, but I was really happy with it. I bought that and I used it there, and then it made it through until, you know, I got rid of the new Vizio right now. And I'm happy with Vizio so far. I really like my LG TV, though, that I have in my bedroom, and I've had that for a very long time. That's a very nice TV.
Nice, man. Yeah, I have some Samsungs that I've had for a long time, and both still working fine. But yeah, I was just when we watched the video on how to take apart the TV, it's like it's I wouldn't say it's terrible, but like you definitely have to be careful on some components, otherwise it's not going to work again. And to get back all the way to the backlights it's just annoying, like, because you have to take off the circuitry and stuff on the LCD, and like that's a little bit tricky. But the videos online show you exactly what you have to do. But it's easier to watch a video than actually do it. But at least you have some guides.
Well, I replaced a hard drive on the iMacs that you're not supposed to take apart. You know, where the only way you can access them is by removing the front panel. And
yeah,
one of the biggest things about removing the front panel that they tell you over and over and over again, we cannot guarantee you're not going to break the front panel. I didn't break it. I took my time. I cut the glue very slowly. I did it over and over and over and over and over again. And then when I felt that it was confident enough to remove it, then I removed it, because that's the problem. People don't cut it enough, and then they pull it, and it cracks the screen. And you just might as well throw it out, because screens, you know, even on iMac, I mean, it was a 4 or 5K screen, and it's insanely expensive. All just to change a hard drive. And the kicker was the hard drive that was in there is an old hard drive. It was not a solid state. That's why it tanked. They probably just left it running for years, and it just died. So that sucker's got a solid state in it now. But I was proud of myself that I didn't break the screen, because those LCD screens are very thin, and you move them just the right way enough, they crack. You're done. Throw them out.
Yeah. I guess to add on to that a little bit, I mean, we're super way off topic, but whatever. It's episode 200. Do what you want. Yeah, I got my phone repaired once over at the Apple store for like a recall or whatever, and it's an iPhone. And I had to do all this stuff, and I'm like, why do I have to do all this? And they're like, oh, well, in case they were changing the battery. I was like, oh, okay. They're like, well, we have to make sure that you do all this stuff and back it up just in case, because, you know, sometimes when we change the batteries, we break the screen and we have to give you a new phone. I'm like, wait, that's you guys who make it? And they're like, oh, yeah. It happens all the time.
Yeah, because, I mean, machines are what's putting them together, you know?
Yeah, it's like, man, if the people who actually make the thing are like, yeah, we have a hard time doing that, you're like, whoa. Like, I know they have now, especially for cell phones and iPads and things, they have like these things where you can buy that are like, that heat the glue, like right exactly where the glue is. And then, because it's like kind of the reverse of what the actual machines do it to put it together. And so you can try and get the glue just right, because, yeah, they're all just super glued together.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why they're not recyclable. A lot of people don't know that. That's why you can't recycle a lot of Apple electronics and cell phones, is because they're glued together, and that glue is actually hazardous, and you can't recycle the glue. But anyways, so to get somewhat back on topic, I was going to say I'm conflicted about the TCL as a brand because of your parents' experience. But then Stacy, my girlfriend, has a TCL. She's had it since the day she moved here. It was one of the first things she bought. And she watches TV, I don't want to say all the time, but she watches, I would say, an average amount for a single person that has streaming only. You know, a lot of times she'll leave the TV on with music playing, like Spotify or something, for her animals. So, and she's been putting it through the paces. Hers is a 4K. Hers is a TCL 4 series, I think, probably. And
okay,
she's had no problems with it. She loves it. It has the built-in Roku TV, everything. But then I hear about your parents, you know, and your parents had their TV 6 months, maybe.
Yeah, not that long. And you know, all they do is just, they weren't doing anything weird with it. You know, all they do was watching some TV, and, you know.
And they don't watch that much TV to begin with.
No, not really.
No,
so
they don't. Anyways.
So, yeah.
Okay, Mike. All right, we'll get back on topic and end this podcast. But hey, you know, this is our 200th episode. We got on a cool topic. We both love technology. We both love television. It's kind of on topic because it, you know, I mean, that's the way things are going. We're going to be watching movies on our TV, so why not splurge and get a little bit better TV? I did. I think it was worth it.
Yeah. For Super Bowl, I might figure out something. We'll see.
I just can't justify spending $1,000 on a TV, though. I mean, I spent more than what I thought I should have, and that was on sale. It was over $1,000 TV that was on sale.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the deal I would be looking for, is like that $600 seems like it's a lot, but it seems like a decent price for something that will last, hopefully 10 years.
Yeah, mine was $1,200 or $1,300 TV, brand new, and I got it shipped to my house. God, was it Target or Best Buy? It was either Target or Best Buy. I think it might have been Target. Direct from Vizio. They shipped it from the factory. $750 with tax. I thought that was a smoking deal, man. Sure, it wasn't like completely half off, but I mean, I'm very happy with it. Yeah, and I got it at a model year-end clearance.
Nice.
It's great, Yeah, there's newer stuff now, but I don't care. I'm very happy with it. I really am.
Well, that's cool, man. Very cool.
So, okay, Mike, how many reels? From TVs to reels.
All right, TVs to reels. I will give that 5 TV. I will give that. I like this movie quite a bit. I'm going to give it 4 reels.
4 reels. Okay, Mike. Okay. Well, Mike, as always, I'm a little bit lower than you. Uh-oh. No, I like this movie a lot. I just have a few hiccups here and there. Like I said, this is a must-watch for me every holiday season, much like our movie for next week, Die Hard. I give the comedy classic retelling of A Christmas Carol 3.5 out of 5 reels. So not bad. Not as high as you, though.
No, not as high as me. That's okay, Matt. That's all right. Sometimes we disagree. Not as often as I think I would have thought we might have, but it's interesting to see our opinions on all this stuff, knowing how we grew up and everything. So
yeah. So all right. Well, speaking about growing up and our opinions differing, next week, Die Hard. I can already tell you right now, our reels don't matter because I'm going to rate it the same way we rated it last time. So if you want to know, go take a look at 2 years ago, I think was the last time we did it. We promised we were going to do it every year, but we skipped last year. But we're doing it this year. The original Die Hard is going to be our Christmas podcast. It's going to come out on December 23rd. That's next Wednesday. So make sure and hit us up and watch it with us. Mike, go ahead, do your thing, unless you got some more stuff you want to add, yo.
No, I don't have anything else. So with that, thanks everybody for listening, and go out and catch a movie. If not going out, at least go and stream a movie, and we'll catch you on the next pod. Thanks for listening.
Thank you for listening to The Real Film Nerds. Now, don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Real Film Nerds. Now, go out and catch a movie.
Good morning, Magic 99.1. Who's this?
It's your bestest friend in the whole world.
Matt Hinshaw! How you doing, buddy?
See, I'm glad you admitted it that time.
I would never deny that, not to anybody, especially you.
Okay, good.
Good. How you doing?
Wow, you're pretty busy this morning there, Lisa. Lots of phone calls,
You know what? Yep. I'm getting people up and getting people going, Matt. That's my job, and I love it.
Well, where are they going? Aren't they supposed to stay home because of the virus?
Well, some people got stuff to take care of, Matt.
Like Costco?
Probably. Yep. Is that where you're headed?
No. I'm
Okay.
not going anywhere. I'm working from home.
Oh, very nice. Lucky you. Well, good. Then we can play on the radio.
Sweet.
Tell me, what are we talking about this morning?
You remember, I told you, we're talking about another 80s
remember.
classic.
I do not remember week to the next, Matt. I'm sorry. Remind me.
Is that the time of the year, or is that just because you're just that busy?
That's the time of my life. Move on.
The time of your life.
I don't want to talk about it. What are we talking about?
Ma'am. Okay, we're talking about the 1980s comedy classic, A Christmas Carol retelling in the form of Bill Murray with Scrooged.
Oh, yes, Scrooged. Of course. I'm going to start writing these things down. Scrooged. You watched it again, and I'm sure you loved it once again.
Of course, this is a wonderful movie. It's one of the best forms of telling the Christmas Carol ever. There are issues, but I love Bill Murray. He is hilarious.
Oh, he's so good. What are the issues? Let's talk about him.
I'm not a huge fan of the love story in it. It's kind of, I think it needs to be brought more to the front, I guess is a good way to put it.
Okay. So you don't think it wasn't necessary. You just think that they should have made a bigger deal about it.
Yes, I think it should have been a heck of a lot more important, and there should have been a lot more told about it. And it kind of, he calls his ex-girlfriend that he hasn't talked to in 15 years. And then the second time he sees her, they're like practically making out. So what happened in between for them to reconnect,
Right. We need more.
Exactly.
Okay.
And I think that was a very important part of this story, and there just wasn't enough in there.
Okay. What else?
I think the second ghost wails on him a little bit too much, but that's hilarious. So I'm conflicted.
Right? It was a little uncomfortable, but entertaining.
Right.
Yeah.
And then his coming to Jesus moment seemed kind of lackadaisical.
Okay.
At the very end where the ghost of the Christmas future, it's not like big and dramatic like in A Christmas Carol other tellings. It just shows them in this crypt and doing a cremation, and he's in there, and that's enough to make him change his ways. I don't know. I don't buy that.
Okay, again, we wanted more.
I wanted more. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Hey,
I wanted more.
That's okay. That's all right. You know what? You deserve more. So how many reels are you going to give it?
I give it 3.5 out of 5.
3.5 out of 5. So definitely something you want to revisit during the holiday season.
Yes. I personally like to revisit it every year if I can. I think it's a wonderful film. It is well worth the watch. Right now, it's on the AMC movie channel, and they play it randomly throughout the day, I think. So that's where you can catch it right now.
Very good. Excellent. And are you playing Santa Film Nerd this morning?
Yes, I got another one. It was a last-minute giveaway. I was only going to have one this month, but I got a second one. And this one is for a comedy starring Drew Barrymore called The Stand-In.
Ooh, how bad could that be, right?
It sounds pretty funny.
Yeah.
But it says The Stand-In is the story of a disaffected comedy actress and her ambitious stand-in trading places.
Oh.
So Drew Barrymore plays 2 roles.
Well, and she's wonderful. She's so good at everything she does.
And it also stars T.J. Miller and Michael Zegan.
Okay, very good. And people just need to email you and tell you what their favorite Christmas movie is, correct?
Yep, I'm going to keep that going because I love hearing everyone's favorite Christmas movies. It's wonderful this time of year. It gives me something else to chat about and watch.
There you go. And that's what is it? Film Nerds at realfilmnerds.com.
It's close. It's nerds at realfilmnerds.com.
Why do you make things so difficult for me?
It's not difficult at all. I'm going to make one just for you. I'm going to make an email address and call it just Lisa or Magic. There we go.
Right. It's nerds. Nerd or nerds?
Nerds with an S. Yes.
All right. Nerds at realfilmnerds.com. Matt, I love you, buddy. Have a great week. We'll chat next Monday.
Thanks, Lisa. I'm looking forward to it.
Me too. Bye-bye.